Guys, if anyone's watching right now, I'm like really frustrated because for some reason, this is my first time ever streaming on YouTube, so, you know, bear with me. It won't log me into the chat. Like, I can't see live chat. I can in my chat bot. I can see it there, which, I mean, I guess I can use that, but I don't want to. That's not what I want to do. Why is it playing that sound? Why is it doing that? I gotta figure out why that's happening. Guys, it's been a very long time since I've streamed anything. I used to stream on Twitch. I streamed on Twitch for 5 years. And it's funny, I'm nervous. Who knew? It is for 5 years and I'm nervous. Why would I be nervous? I don't even know. Oh God. Well, I just spilled it. That was a good start. I just spilled a protein shake on my giant pad. That's disgusting. My giant mouse pad. I have like a 3-foot wide mouse pad. And I just knocked my protein shake over. What am I doing? And why is the music so loud? It's too loud. Way too loud. Alright, so let's figure out what the heck is going on. I need to find out why my chat's not working. This is kind of a nightmare that my chat's not working. Usually occurs when YouTube's chat server lose connection to your broadcast. This is most often caused by a firewall or ad blocker blocking chat script plus network connection. Live control room session expiring. Ad blockers or strict privacy extensions frequently block the background scripts that load YouTube live chat. So what do I do? Disable any ad blockers like uBlock. I don't have any ad blockers. I mean, I technically have one built into Firefox. But like, why would it be happening now? Why would this be happening? What if I... where is my chat window? What is going on? Where's my chat window within Streamlabs? Everything's falling apart. I'm about to go live on TikTok too, but like... this is falling apart very quickly. I'm really confused. I literally did a test stream a few days ago on both TikTok and YouTube, and it, I got it to work. Not with any of this crap. I don't understand. This is a little annoying. Oh, a little annoying. Yeah, it's not doing it. What do you mean? Change dashboard. It's just super not doing it, guys. Oh. It's super not doing it. I don't know why or what to do. Because I need it for the Q&A ability. Gosh. Grab the temporary files and cause your browser to fail. Try opening your stream and... Oh boy. This is... Okay, what if I just went to... What if I just went to it? You know what I mean? Yeah. Where's just went? Yeah. There's chat. Do I have control of it? No. Oh, maybe that's the problem. No, that wouldn't make sense. That's the problem. Maybe that fixes it. Because I was logged into my other YouTube account? Yes! Victory! I figured it out. It's because I was logged into 2 YouTube accounts, one in studio, one in regular YouTube, because I have a personal YouTube account. Got it. I figured it out. Alright. Start Q&A. Boom. Ask me anything. Pokemon cards. PokeQuest. Guys, I got the chat working. Ah. Alright, now we're gonna start. Now I guess we're gonna start on freaking TikTok. YOLO. Let's go live. Ask me anything. Pokemon cards. Tag. Etc. I can't type much more. Ask anything on YouTube. That's actually where it is. Pokemon cards, PokeQuest, tag grading, and more. Alright, guys. Rough starts. But Q&A. Question list. Select a question. Hover your mouse over any question and click the menu. Alright, cool. So I can do live chat and I can do questions. That's awesome. Alright, Q&A is open. Sick. What's up, TikTok? How's it going, folks? Alright, that only took 20 minutes to figure out. My YouTube chat was not cooperating. Wrong camera. And it was because I was logged into 2 different accounts on YouTube on my computer at once, and it didn't like that. But we figured it out. Yo, thank you, Garrett. Guys, we're doing an Ask Me Anything. Let's get this shindig started. Hello, everyone. My name's Dave, face of PokeQuest, and over the last year, I've been posting videos on YouTube. Started posting videos on Instagram, probably like 8 months ago. And then 3 months ago, Facebook and TikTok. TikTok went nuts. In 3 months, we've gained 20,000 followers. Thank you, guys. You guys are freaking awesome. You guys are crazy over at TikTok. I don't know why I ever doubted you guys. So Garrett, if you want to ask a question, this is the one caveat. You got to go over to YouTube to do it. Obviously, stay here on TikTok if you'd like. But I have a Q&A section on YouTube. This is kind of a... I'm using TikTok to bring people to the YouTube. But you guys, you know, I want you guys to also just be able to tune in if you just want to be able to tune in. So that's kind of the order of things right now. If you have a question, go to my YouTube. I'm live at the same exact name. PokeQuest LLC is the same handle. The link is in my bio of my account. The link is in my bio. Duh. All right. And then we'll get this party started. Gotcha, no worries. Same username, exact same username. All of our handles are PokeQuest LLC. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. What's up, Chow? Yo. I got a freaking haircut today. A new place, guys. It's new to me. Coworker of mine been getting his haircut there for months, and every time he gets his haircut, I'm like, dude, your hair looks like you look fresh, bro. So finally, I was like, I wanna go. So I did, and my gosh, did he kill it? All right, still waiting for our first... Oh, wait, do we have any questions yet? No, if you have questions, YouTube has the Q&A part of the stream. But I guess we could start slow, I guess, because nothing's really going crazy. I guess I could... Because we don't have a single question over there, I could start over here. So how did you get into questing for 10s? Garrett, are you still here? So I at least know the person who asked is going to hear the answer. How am I? Better now. It feels good to be... I haven't... Guys, almost exactly 2 years ago was my last stream on Twitch. So it's been a while. Let's see, I got to keep up with 2 chats now. Okay, so how did you get into questing? So, interestingly enough, I got into questing. Quest for 10 came about kind of on a whim, but not really. Like, it was something I wanted to do, but I didn't think it was something that I could do for content until we were doing it. Thank you, Rain Studios. I appreciate that. Last spring, so this is like April. And me and my brother-in-law, who's my business partner, he's the guy who always runs the camera. He's the bank. I'm the face, he's the bank, and the brains, and the owner. PokeQuest. He started getting... My daughter got into Pokemon in 2024, summer of 24. So I got back into it with her. I haven't been in Pokemon since I was 12. Summer 24, I got back in it because my daughter got into it. She asked me how to play, and I was like, I guess I'll learn how to play. It's been a long time. Her uncle, Austin, my brother-in-law, he also got back into it and went and found his old collection, and turned out it was worth tens of thousands of dollars, which is crazy. So he wanted to start collecting again. He wanted to start doing Pokemon. We started vending last year, back in May, and then last year, June, I started posting YouTube videos. But right before we started vending, I wanted to start collecting again. I was like, I want to start collecting again. There's a card I really want. And the card that inspired it, there's a video on all of our platforms. This card is what inspired Quest for 10. And that's the Zapdos EX SIR from 151. I think that card's gorgeous. I love the legendary birds. They're my favorite legendaries in like all of... Don't get me wrong, I really like Rayquaza too, but as like a set of legendaries, I dig the birds and Lugia. And call me old-fashioned. So, a 10 was like $200 to $300, like $250, $300, and a raw one was $65 to $70. And my wife wasn't down with the idea. I didn't really have the budget for Pokemon card collecting to spend that much even on one card to start. I just didn't. So we went to a card show, me, Austin, and my daughter. And Garrett, I love that card. My favorite card, I later found out, Garrett, how many cards all 3 birds are on, and that's when I fell in love with That's when I fell in love with Stained Glass. So here's this. There was my very first quest. So we were at a card show. That's not showing up very well. We were at a card show, and he's like, bro, we love Tag 2, Dallas. We're big fans. We're really glad they're getting popular. And the reason they're overwhelmed is because people are using them. He tells me, he's like, bro, I've seen like 7 10s already. He's telling me he keeps seeing this card in a PSA 10. He kept seeing it at the show, and I was like, bro, I can't afford that. And I just spit out the words, bro, I'm on a quest for a 10. What? I know, I'm answering them. Did my wife just come in here to tell me that there's questions being asked? Guys, now that we've got some people hanging out in chat, we're going to do this procedurally. If you have a question, either chats, TikTok, YouTube, go to YouTube, and there is a Q&A section. Enter your question in the Q&A. That'll guarantee it gets answered. All right? I'm going to finish up with Garrett here because this has been a really long answer. I literally just spit it out. I said, dude, I'm on a quest for a 10. And I paused, and I was like, should we make that our slogan? I was like, should we be recording? And that's literally how it happened. I just, off the top of the dome, said I'm on a quest for a 10. We were already called PokeQuest at that point because we actually originally started on Whatnot. We used to stream on Whatnot. Didn't really like it, so we left after like 4 months. That's when we became vendors in May of last year. So we were already PokeQuest. And then Quest for a 10, off the dome. And I was like, I wonder if this is something people would want to watch. Like, what if I went hunting for 10s? And not just cards I want to collect, which, I mean, this is my current collection, but I have some currently in tag. So, like, this is what I have so far. I had 2 more, but they were 9s. I failed, so I sold them because I want 10s because I'm a nerd. But a really small collection. I have a stained glass birds. I had a stained glass birds, but I got a hold of another one, so I risk it. And there's another one being graded right now at Tag. I found it at Collectorpalooza. I'm completely switching to Tag. That's a great idea, brother. Anyways, as I was saying, so that's how Quest for 10 was born. It was just at a card show, me looking for Zapdos EX 151 and only being able to afford a raw copy. I couldn't afford a 10. So I spent what I could afford. And the funny story is the one copy, I looked at like 10 of them, that show. I looked at 10 of them. Didn't like any of them. This is before the goggles. This is before the specs got involved. The specs was Austin's idea. Before these got involved, I did it with just my eyes. And I wasn't happy with any of the copies except for one. There was one. Near the end of the show, I found one. I was like, this one looks great. And the guy tells me, yeah, I'm selling it for $75. If no one buys it, I'm grading it. And the market was like $67. So he was a little over market, but I was like, I tried to get him down to 70. He's like, I'm not moving at all. I'm grading that card. I think it's a 10. And I was like, I think so too. I mean, it's my first try, but this card looks great. And I ended up just I paid the $75. I was like, YOLO, let's do it. I left his table. At first I said no. Left his table, looked at like 2 other copies. Thank you, Logan. Looked at 2 other copies, wasn't happy with either of them, walked right back to him and said, let's do 75. And it came back at 10. And I mean, that card's worth like $500 now. So, but I'm not trading that one. I'm not selling that one. That's my first baby. That's my first successful quest. So that's the long roundabout answer, Garrett, of where Quest for a 10 came from. After I did that, we're like, let's like do this. Let's go look for cards that aren't 10s and try to get 10s, because we were really starting to fall in love with Tag, and we kind of wanted to prop them up as well. Like, we think Tag is awesome. We aren't paid with Tag or by Tag. They're not a sponsor or anything. We actually just genuinely really like their experience as a grading experience. So then are the PC the mostly flips? They're mostly flips, but there are several that are for either my PC, my partner's PC, or his mom's PC, actually, or my daughter's. Like, there's kind of a mix. But I'd say the majority, might be a slim majority, I'd say it's maybe like 60-40, 65-35. Definitely more for flips, but it's for content, honestly. It's because the thing is, we don't succeed every time. I make a video. If I buy a card and it's recorded, it gets a video. There's been a few times where we haven't been able to make the video because something's happened, whether we lost the footage or I mixed something up, and there's been like 2 or 3 videos that never actually happened. But for the most part, like 99% of the time, if it's recorded, no matter what the grade turns out to be, we make a video because people seem to like it. Yeah, so then we came up with Quest for 10, the series. For those of you who are on TikTok, there's a series on YouTube called Quest for 10, long form. And I'm trying to achieve a perfect Gen 1 Pokédex. Meaning, I'm trying to get all 151 original Pokemon in Gem Mint 10s, but I have to grade them. There's 3 episodes out right now, and you should go check them out. Technically, there's 5, because the first 2 episodes are 2-parters, but after all the positive feedback and shorts that you love the results in the same video as the buy, we changed it up, so we have to wait longer, but we get a more finished product. So the 3rd episode, which is Gengar, has both the buys and the grades. I'm going to redo episode 1 and 2, 3 and 4. I'm going to put them together. Before I make episode 4, I'm going to combine episode 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 so that all 3 episodes of Quest for a 10 show the buy of the cards and the grade. All right, so we've got a question from Sanillo. Tips to finding 10s. Better to search at card shows or at local card stores? Sanillo, you still in chat? I want to make sure you're still in chat. I can answer whether you are or not, but that's a great question. So, there's a couple tricks to knowing where mint cards are, right? It's not necessarily stores or shows. We do both. And in our area, Chicagoland, Milwaukee area, we have a bit of a... We drive like up to about 2 hours away. There are several really good stores. Now, maybe not several. We'll say a few. I say there's 3. 3 really good stores. 2 we go to somewhat regularly. And I have multiple videos in both of them. I shout them out. There's one in Milwaukee called Mana Vault. We love Mana Vault. And there's one in a town called Niles, Illinois. That's Pastime Games. So, if you can find stores like these, they're kind of like our fallback. Like, don't get me wrong, shows are definitely more consistent because of how many cards are there. You can find plenty of... Here, let's break it down. How about this? Both can be possible. Let me explain how you do it with shows. Shows take a little bit getting used to. We're really blessed in our area. There's a show every weekend within an hour. Not even exaggerating. They're just that often. And they're good. A lot of the show, we've ended for a year and gotten to know a lot of the show organizers, and they're great. They put on pretty darn good shows. So we've spent a lot of time at different shows repeatedly. We've done these shows multiple times, and we've gotten to know other vendors. So the key to doing card shows, Sanillo, is actually finding the right vendors, which takes a bit of time. You're not going to find them all at once. It might take you 2 or 3 times to the same card show, or even 5 different card shows in your area, because a lot of vendors will go to multiple shows. And you'll kind of hone in on the vendors that have the minty cards. There are plenty of vendors. A lot of people don't think this, but there are plenty of vendors that don't grade at all. They just don't want to risk winning or losing, and how long it takes. If you're sending in big expensive cards, you're now holding up a part of your inventory for months. And even worse now with all the backup, we're talking 6 months. And as a business, when you're vending, a lot of these vendors are businesses or stores, they can't really afford holding on to, or they can't afford that much of their inventory just being unsellable. Whether it's going to ultimately accrue in value if they get a 10 or a 9 that's a higher value than a raw, it takes so long that it might not even be worth the wait. So, there are plenty. You can find them. And I know the vendors in my area because I've gotten used to it from all the questing. Who doesn't grade? Those are the tables I'm going to spend most of my time at. Now, that doesn't mean no one else has gradables. There's plenty of people who do you grade your inventory? And listen, yeah, sometimes they'll grade cards that they think are like big cards or that are perfect. I'd say the majority of vendors actually either don't grade at all or only grade some of their inventory. I think that's the majority. It might be a slim majority, but I don't think the majority of vendors actually grade the cards. I don't. At least currently. Maybe at a certain point they did when the wait wasn't 6 months. So that's how you can find them, Snillo, at card shows, is find the vendors and just ask when you go up to the vendor, hey, I'm trying to save your time and my time. Do you grade your inventory? Because it's just a save time situation. And they say no. I'm like, all right, cool. Let me take a look at your cards. And if they say yes, I don't have to waste their time staring at their cards and looking like a fool. You know what I mean? Some vendors don't like it when you spend that much time looking at your cards. There are some vendors that don't, but the vast majority are totally fine with it. We were totally cool with it when we vended. We didn't mind when people looked at our cards closely. Of course, we were already doing Quest for 10, so it's kind of like, oh, we do that. And they're typically quite okay with it. Thank you, Christian. I appreciate that. They're quite happy with you looking at their cards closely. Or not, like, they're okay with it. And sometimes they're quite happy. If you buy a card, when I buy a card, I try to share. We've been trying to get in a better habit of sharing or mentioning the vendors' socials that we buy from, so that people can know, hey, they might have gradables. Why'd you stop posting? That's a question I knew would come up today. So let me check the Q&A questions and see if there's another one. There's still... Did that fully answer your question, Sanillo? I think ultimately shows are going to be more consistent, but if you can find some good stores like Mana Vault in Milwaukee and Pastime Games and Niles that consistently they don't grade their cards. They just don't grade them. They're a store that have a great inventory. And, like, I was working on videos. We just got footage back of, like, 6 cards we bought from Pastime. We bought 6 cards in one go at Pastime. We were there for an hour. And let's just say the results were good. a little something. So, you did. Awesome. I'm glad. I fly out to that area for work. That was a nice shop at the Gurney Mall. So, the shop in Gurney Mills is Gamer's World. Not great for Pokemon. Pretty good for Magic singles. They have huge binders full of, like some of the because of the grading companies increasing price. So, Alex, let me hold on, Alex. I'm gonna get to your question. Actually, you know what? If you have a question right now, the way we're doing it is Q&A in the YouTube, because that's the only organized way I can do it right now. So if you have a question, PokeQuest LLC, link is in the TikTok bio, and then you can add the question to the Q&A. I'm gonna jump on your question, Alex, because I don't think anyone else has asked a question. When's the next video come out? So Chow and Alex. So the reason we haven't posted, there's specific reasons. One, huge backups in grading, right? So tag, right? So we stopped grading with PSA for the most part. We still have some cards there just because of how backed up they are. We have nothing at Beckett. We don't grade with CGC at all. So, like, we have, like, 70 to 100 cards sitting at tag right now. And, like, 95% of them are quests. like, just a bunch of it, like, just a bunch of footage. Like, we have not been idle. We've been doing stuff. And, first of all, the fact that the stream on TikTok has 1,000 likes, y'all are crazy. Like, thank you. Well, wow, I just lost my train of thought. What was I saying? So the first reason is how bad of a backlog Tag has of our cards. Like, it's a lot. Also, we want to get to a place because we think this has legs. Y'all on TikTok proved to me, because I don't know, I don't have good self-confidence. I didn't think this idea would be received as well as it was. I was hopeful, but, like, y'all blew the doors off this thing. And so because of that, we kind of changed our like position. We stopped vending. We're like, maybe we should lean into content creation and just do that because we're better at it than vending. So that's what we did. And we I've been editing. We have videos made, but we're not posting them for two specific reasons. One, we want to get a big enough backlog that we can consistently post at least 4 videos a week. We are missing out on that part of growth in content creation. Consistency is huge. If your content is good, if people like it, if it is responded to with comments, likes, shares, views, if the algorithm falls in love with your content, consistency makes it really fall in love. So we're kind of missing out on the algo loving us for our frequency. Oh, excuse me. And it's been difficult. I work a job. My wife works a full-time job. I have 2 kids. My business partner works for a huge company, and he's a very high rank. I think he's a director now. He travels almost every week for work. So, like, we're busy. We have busy lives. And we want to get it so that I can, fun fact about me, I'm a delivery driver for Jimmy John's. That is currently how I make my living. My wife is the breadwinner. She works in health insurance from home. And, you know, I should have wore I have a shirt that says trophy husband. I should have wore that. I want to leave Jimmy John's and do this full time. And to get there, in order to get there, we're pretty confident that we have to post often enough. And so the goal is to get a big enough bank, and that bank's going to be about 25 shorts. I'm more than halfway there. 25 shorts, so that it's difficult to run out. To the point that if it goes well enough, I can leave Jimmy John's and I can keep up regularly, because now my job is editing, and I can edit 4 or 5 days a week instead of just 1 or 2. And I'm not a fast editor. I'm a very slow video editor, guys. I'm not an efficient video editor. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not. Jafar, he's our man. Hold on. How did you know that? How did you? Who is that? Okay. TikTok. Who is that? Fun fact about me, I was a streamer on Twitch for 6 years. My social media pages are Bad Guy from Aladdin. Bad Guy from Aladdin. I streamed. And Jafar was my gamer name and everything. So, and Jafar, he's our man. Not Henry? No, Cav. Henry, is that you? What? There's no way. Not Henry. Oh, yeah, no, totally. Yeah. Sorry. Jeff, right? Is this Jeff? This has got to be Jeff. There's no way. It's got to be Jeff. Oh, my goodness. All right. Any questions I haven't got? No, I'm being for real. So I didn't say Henry, though. You brought up Henry. Wait, is it Thor? Is it Theo? Is that my boy Theo? Or is it Dom? Wait, that's Dom. That PFP. That's Dom's PFP. It's Dom. What's up, dude? Okay. For those of you wondering why I'm freaking out, Dom is someone I used to game with a lot. I love that guy. No way. You were just scrolling? Yo, that's crazy. Actually crazy. Wow, that's exciting. Wow, I messaged you recently. Just be like, hi, Dom, I miss you. Because I miss you, dude. I wanted to tell you how I've been working out. I got adjustable dumbbells and an adjustable bench for my garage, and I work out 4 days a week at home now. And I've been making gains. For everyone that's... Honestly, I just want to put this out there. For all those mean people in my comments mentioning how big of a stomach I have, thank you for the motivation. I'm down 12, 13 pounds, but my waist keeps shrinking, and I think and I've been working out. So thank you. Thanks, internet trolls. When you were grading your Zapdos, oh, that's right. This one. Boom. Oh, wrong camera. Bam. That video, is that the first one you ever saw? That's pretty exciting. Do you have a question? Do you have any questions, Dom? Any questions in chat? Oh, I never finished the question. Oh, I did finish. Yeah. We're trying to make a big enough backlog, and because of the fact that tag is so much of our inventory. We knew we'd run out of videos if we started posting. If we started posting, we'd run out because we don't have any more. Like, we only have so many more to make. I think it's 25 total is how many I can make right now before we need more cards to come back. You should take a look at... I need to see if it's worth it to grade. You have a card? You have a card you want me to look at? So many people. I'm stopped so often. I get so many pictures in my comments. And I feel like it's not being asked right now, but I'm just going to address it. I'm just going to address the elephant in the room because people probably wonder why I don't respond at all. So, a couple things. I'm just a dude. Putting that out there. Just a guy. Do my own thing. A lot of people have sent me images in DMs and comments. They've walked up to me at shows and have with the intention to ask me to look at some cards for them to give my grading opinion. And I get it. That's my content. So I guess, that I'm flattered that you guys trust my judgment. My gem rate's only 65%, by the way, or at least pretty consistently. But we have decided that for sake of time, sake of you guys, like, I don't. One, if I spent the time looking at everyone's cards, I wouldn't have time to go quest and edit. Like, that's how often I'm asked, and I'm only at 20,000 followers. It's often. It's often, guys. So, like, I don't have the time, one, because if I'm looking at one person's card, I want to treat everyone equally, so I would want to look at everyone's cards. I wouldn't want to say yes and then eventually tell someone no. So it's got to be a universal way of doing it. And I don't have the time. And whenever I do that for you guys aren't really learning. I might explain what I see in the card, but what I've built this myself. Like, I taught myself a skill through trial and error, looking at cards, spending the time, looking at them with different things, magnification, black lights. Austin has a magnification camera that gets like 10x, and like spent the time finding what kind of flaws are common, what kind of flaws can even exist, because I find new flaws still. I've been doing this a year, and I still find new flaws. I just saw on a new one. We were questing this past Sunday, and I was looking at a gold Charizard. I think it was a Mega Charizard Y. And there was, like, cloudiness in the gold. And I was like, what is that? And I asked the vendor, I was like, can I use a microfiber to see if it comes off? And it didn't smudge at all. Like, it was, like, in the foil. I was like, that's a new one. So I didn't buy the card because I was like, that shows up. I can see that on the surface. And I see a question over here, the Thunder Designer. Sir, I need your advice. I'm creating my very first video on YouTube. Should I start my video with a logo intro or without it? Just skip the intro. So, if it's long form, I haven't cracked the code yet. I haven't cracked the code yet on long form YouTube videos. But what I will say is this. Intros need to be relatively short and sweet. Logos can totally work if it, like, there's plenty of big YouTubers that have a logo intro. And it's usually really swift. Think of it like I don't know if you guys watch, Flip. What's his name? Lyle? Oh gosh. It's the biggest tech YouTuber there is. God, what's his name? Someone help me here. I'm blanking. No, not Marshhouse Brown Lee. Though, Linus. Thank you, Linus Tech Tips. So Linus Tech Tips has a really simple intro. They just have their logo play and like a little and then that's it. So if you can make your logo relevant to the intro and it's short and sweet, I totally think a logo is worth it. if you want brand recognition, you have to start using it at some point. Like we use the PokeQuest watermark in the bottom corner of our videos, right? It's in all of our thumbnails. There's our logo. So when it comes to building a brand, I think you need some brand recognition, specifically on social media. But again, short and sweet. My long-form video intros are kind of long. They're like 45 seconds long. But that's because I have to set up a quest for a 10 is. You have to treat every video that you make like it's going to be viewed by people who have never seen your stuff. So you need to have some form of setup. Thoughts on Chinese Cubone? Buy? That card's adorable. Okay? When it's where we really want that card for the Pokédex. For the perfect Pokédex, we're going after that Cubone card. My favorite Chinese card is my favorite Pikachu card, which I'm going to give you a sneak peek. Last April, we recorded the Pikachu episode of Quest for 10. It's out. It's the cards are all at tag, and who knows when the heck we get them back. But we did the Pikachu episode at a local Collecticon, and we bought a Captain Pikachu. I bought like 11 Pikachus, but my favorite Pikachu's Captain Pikachu. So that one's actually mine. I paid for it, but we put it in the episode. So if that one tends, it won't go into the Pokédex because it's mine. Because I love that card. But that's there's some good Chinese exclusives. Shade. There's some good Chinese cards. All right, people in YouTube chat, I have a Q&A section. Let's get that Q&A section filled up. I'm going to kind of just roll with TikTok coming off the dome because TikTok's kind of not having the same results as YouTube. So if you've got a question on YouTube, use the Q&A section. If you have a question on TikTok, I'll just take it right off of chat since y'all are going. It's, there's only 4 people watching, so I can roll with it. I personally would like it if you went and found our YouTube so that you can, one, follow our YouTube, and you can use the Q&A there. Oh. Right. Where's my dashboard? What am I doing? Hold on, guys. There's my dashboard. I just realized I don't have alerts. I don't have alerts or anything. I don't have any of that set up. I do, but they're all set up for Twitch. I streamed on Twitch for 5 years. So, like, all my stuff. Why is my camera... Guys, look at how stuttery my camera is. What is that about? Why is that happening? Why is that happening? Like, I used to get this thing to run smooth. Nothing is as easy as it used to be. All right, where are we? All right, let me see if I missed anything in the YouTube chat. All right, we got yabba-dabba-doo. Stop wearing your silly pants. Excuse me, what are you trying to say? What silly pants? I fly out to the area for work. There's a nice shop at Granny. No, yep, you did. I already talked to you about that, Thunder. Yep. Aha, MKBD, Linus. From what gem pack is the Captain Pikachu? I know there's a new one. There is one in Volume 5. I'll be completely honest. I don't know the answer to that. I think it's Volume 2. I think it's Gem Pack 2. What gem pack is original Captain Pikachu? Pikachu from, I don't know what to spell. Pretty sure it's... Oh, no, it's from the first one. Look at that. How old's that card, then? How old is this card? How long have they been making gem packs? Feels like it's been like 2 years, right? Am I imagining that? Have you seen any gold cards 10 with fine lines in the gold? John, this is a new flaw we've discovered. This is a great question, guys. We're going to talk about this one for a moment. We haven't tried because we've seen, it was either PSA Professor or somebody else about a few months ago, we started noticing this. There's like veins, right? You're talking about the things that look like veins in the flat part of the card, John? The flat foil, right? There's like random veining in it. Is that what we're talking about? Yeah. So somebody else, I want to say it was a guy named PSA Professor. He's huge on Instagram. His content's quite good. Yeah, exactly. So he had a card be affected, have the grade affected. And then somebody else, I don't remember if it was him. Point is, I heard somewhere that someone had that show up as a grade flaw, like on a tag card, tag grade. So we haven't tried. We've avoided them. When we started finding them, I made the assumption this shows up on the surface. And in my opinion, humble opinion, the surface is the most important part of the card, so things wrong with the surface impact the grade the most. That's my opinion. I don't know if that's true. It's theory, right? But, like, common sense would say the thing you look at is the most important part of the card. That's the surface, right? So I think they are going to keep cards from getting 10s, John. I think they will continually 9, even if they look great. If there's like enough of them, like we sometimes will send cards to tag and we'll say for science, this card, we're sending this in for science. And that means like we found a new flaw. We're curious to see how it'll affect the grade. And so we'll risk it just to gain some understanding of how tag treats certain flaws. And we haven't done that with the cracks because of the information we received. Again, I don't remember where I got that information from. I could be making it up for all I know right now. I could be making that up in my head, but I swear I heard it somewhere. I love tag, but it seems like everyone hates it. I'm debating selling tag for PSA. So, Tony, it's fun to hate the little guy, especially when you're part of the big guy, okay? The amount of people that have their collections in PSA and they don't want to devalue their collections by switching to tag. Why would anyone want to devalue their collection? Whether they want to sell those cards at some point or not, we collect things because they hold inherent value to us and others. That's why we collect stuff. That's the whole idea of collecting. Coins, cards, sports memorabilia, whatever. Name this collectible, right? We collect them because they have inherent value to us and others. So no one's going to want to devalue their collection. And considering the actual amount of people, the amount of cards PSA is graded over the other, it's so astronomically more that we're talking like 80 to 90% of the graded cards in the world. You know what I mean? Like, so like basically everyone that grades and has graded collectibles grade with PSA. So I call them PSA lifers, personally. PSA lifers are someone who basically no matter what, PSA can do no wrong, even though they've made so many mistakes. Because they just don't want to face the fact that it would devalue their collection. I'm hoping, my hope is this, that tag will at least take a larger portion of the market cap. I don't know if they'll ever compete or dethrone PSA. I think that'd be very difficult to do, considering how many terrible business decisions PSA has made over the last year, and it seems to have, in fact, impacted their bottom line 0%. Their backlog proves that people still just want to grade with them. So I don't know how you dethrone that. How do you dethrone an infallible entity? No one. People complain all the time on social media, and then they send their next submission to PSA anyways. So it's fun to pile on, Tony. It's fun to pile on with all the other PSA bros. We like to be trendsetters. I'm an individual. I don't care what other people think when it comes to that stuff. I care about what I think, and I care about what my friends and family think, right? There's going to be plenty of haters. Plenty of haters. I think you're getting shadow banned. You don't come out in my feed anymore. Okay, so PokeFA, probably because I haven't posted a video in like 2 months. I just answered this earlier. We are not posting, probably. We probably won't post our next video until like September 1st. That's kind of our goal, because that's when tag has admitted that they'll be opened up. They expect to be opened up full time at the beginning of September. So that's our target as well, to start releasing videos. So we're taking a bit of a growth hit right now to create more consistent growth afterwards, because we'll have a large bank of videos. We'll be getting more cards back from tag instead of having to wait, etc. So that's probably why you haven't seen a video in a while, Pokey. I haven't. The only video that I will probably post before September 1st, I still need to work on it, is Jacob's collection follow-up. I don't know how many of you guys saw the story, Jacob's collection, and then we went and acquired him a new collection through lots of donations from vendors and some people we knew on social media, and we gave it to him about 3 weeks ago. Maybe almost a month ago. No, 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago or a month ago. We gave it to him. And we recorded that engagement, and I plan to make a short form video out of that so that everyone knows he got his collection. And it's a feel-good story, man. We made a 16-year-old cry. He cried a little bit. Like in a good way. You know what I mean? Like he was happy tears, obviously. But he was wiping his eyes at one point during the video I made him. I made him a video of all the people that donated that were willing to say, hey, I'm donating this. Because not everyone wanted to be on a video. All right. YouTube's picking up. I'm the one that bought your Zekrom SI. Oh, that's right. Dude, Tony, yes. Guys, Tony bought the card in our most viewed video. It's at like 800,000 views now. Tony bought that card. That's crazy, first of all. It could be possible, Pokefa, that I'm getting shadow banned because my frequency's been low. Let's go check out YouTube. YouTube's getting some traction now. Woo, we've got the Q&A filling up. All right, first of all, I should probably... How do I answer these questions like this? Oh, gosh. Guys, this is my first time streaming on YouTube. Bear with me. Why can't I... Being really slow. I thought you could, like, pick a question. Whatever. Do you think... And center... Okay, so this is a good question. Dom, do you think centering apps are reliable? They're only as reliable as the person using them. Amazed. I appreciate that feedback, dude. If you have any questions, Amazed, now is your time. Lewis, thank you. You guys are making me smile. Not gonna lie, it's been a ride. Y'all, the support has been wild. We're at 2.3K and a gift? Someone gifted? A diamond? What does that even mean? Someone explain to me what a diamond is in TikTok. All right. Centering apps. They're only as good as the person using it. So a genuine centering app is just you simply line up the lines with the picture of the card. So it relies on taking a very straight-on photo and being able to actually dial in the lines appropriately. You could use it for centering. I prefer using a hand centering tool because it taught me how to do it with my eyes alone. I don't want to be reliant on tools. I don't want to use apps. I don't want to use AI grading apps. I think they're cheating. I want to win. I want to succeed or fail based on my eyes. So that's the answer to that one. Any tips to content creation that you learned along the way? I kind of want to start doing 10 search videos as well. I love your videos, and you kind of inspired me. Wow. Danilo, that's wonderful. Tips. Learn to be efficient. We were not efficient at the beginning. Back to work I go. Yo, peace out, Lewis. Thanks for hanging out. When you hit a show, you have to be able to know when it's time to walk away from a table so you can see more cards. A lot of times in the beginning, we'd get caught up at, look at all the amazing cards we want or we like at this table. And we'll spend a bunch of time in that table and we might buy one card. Instead of kind of finding trends, right? Because then I've spent a half hour at this table. I'm going to reduce the amount of tables I'm going to see in the show. So it became a game of learning. If I'm at a table and I'm seeing, I look at 10 cards and like none of them, they all have something wrong and they're not even close. It's like, maybe this table won't have the quality of cards we need and we'll move on before we continue. So we kind of do it in batches. We'll be like, give me 2-3 of these at a time. We'll do 2-3 cards at a time. Obviously, you don't want to ask for a vendor to take too many cards out of the case at once. Anyways, I think it's kind of rude. So I'll ask for 2 or 3 cards at a time. some of the vendors have gotten to know much better. They'll be like, take as many as you want, look at as many as you want, because I've become friends with them. But for the most part, I treat everyone give me 2 or 3 at a time, because in those 2 or 3 you can learn, this one, and all these are way off center, and you can look at centering before you even look at them at close. That's another thing. If you want to find 10s efficiently, learn to get good at determining centering while a card is still in someone's case. Like, if you can save so much time eliminating a bunch of clearly off-center cards before you even take them out. And it's respectful because you're looking at less cards. You're looking at less vendor cards. So I recommend trying to hone in your eye for centering. Again, I used a centering tool. You can find them on Amazon. They're really cheap. There's little clear pieces of plastic with guidelines. And I use that to kind of get my eye accustomed. Am I perfect? No. But I think I'm good. I spent a lot of time with a centering tool in the early stages of Quest for 10. All behind the scenes. Like, we would buy cards. I'd never use them at shows. We'd buy cards, and then we'd go home, and I would check centering on ones that I was like, this one looks like it's borderline, or could be off center, or I'm unsure of, right? Like, there's some obvious cards where the centering's so good, you're like, yeah, that's great. Like, you can just tell, right? Anyone can tell. That centering's perfect. Or close to perfect. Any borderlines, I would check with a centering tool and kind of get an idea of what, 55-45 or 56-44, which is not good enough, looks like, right? It's got to be no higher than 55 and no lower than 45. I eyeballed 4 cards I sent in and got 2 10s and 2 9s. Hey, let's go. I still don't feel confident with submitting. There's times where I'm like really questioning how a card. Sometimes I still don't trust my judgment when it comes to centering Amazed. I'm still second guess myself all the time. So that's another tip. When it comes to content creation, though, Sinaloa, my biggest tip would be don't be afraid to keep trying stuff until people respond. You might end up making videos that you wouldn't watch. Now, I like our videos, but I mean, you might find yourself, like, videos succeed not for luck. They succeed because people like them and they get watched. All of these platforms have different algorithms, and I've spent a lot of time learning them, okay? They all have different algorithms that weigh different interactions differently. YouTube weighs heavily on if you stayed to watch the video and how much of it you watched. Instagram weighs way more on, like, what do people do with this video? Likes, comments, shares, saves. That's what Instagram likes. TikTok really likes shares. It tells me to remind you guys to share the stream. You should share the stream. Yeah. There you go. There's your reminder. Understanding that what the algorithm's job is, Sinaloa, is simple. All the algorithms, though they work differently, they have one job. Their job is to get content in front of eyes of people that want to watch it. Meaning, if your content's good, meaning people like it, it wants to share your stuff. The algorithm is looking for videos that people want to watch. So YouTube is looking for videos that don't get swiped, that people don't pass, and people watch for more than 75% of the video. And if they get people doing that, they say, let's send this to more people because people watch this. Koro Muse, bro, we tried to buy one recently and the guy wouldn't sell it. Only twice. People in my comments say they wouldn't sell to me. Only twice so far in a year have I been denied a sale. And a Koro Mew was one of them. Of course. And it was a vendor I knew, and he did preface, I'm strongly considering grading this. I will only sell it if you knock my socks off. I have an offer for $2,000, and I think I offered him $2,200. I think we went up to $2,200, and he's like, I'm going to grade it. And he knows me well enough that if I want to pay more, he's like, this card's really... if PokeQuest wants to buy this, you know what I mean? You know, it is what it is. Comes with the territory. Picked up one in AGS Slab 8 and one raw. Are you going to crack? You going to crack and resubmit? Or you want Koro Muse? We don't really crack and resubmit. We do it on very rare occasion. And we have, like, recently we got a 10 that was we got a tag 10 that was a PSA 9 because we were like, actually it happened twice. That's the last thing I'd say, Sinillo, is pay attention to, I guess the long answer, Sinillo, is pay attention to your analytics. Don't obsess over getting views. Get obsessed about learning how people interact with your content. Okay? And when you find weaknesses, you're like, all right, so I need to work on that. So say you have a bad swipe through rate and people just pass. That means you need to work on your hook. Maybe you have a good swipe through rate. 70% of the people stay to watch more than 3 seconds, but they're not staying past the 30-second mark, right? That means you're losing your audience halfway through the video. How do you hold on to them? How do you make them not forget there's a payoff? It's really important to have a payoff in a short. That's just how shorts work. Go post a video and analyze your analytics. How many views did it get? Okay. Why did it get only 100 views? Oh, only 25% of people stayed to watch. Or people were only watching 30% of the video. Or, wow, it doesn't have many likes. You know what I mean? That's how I got to where we are now. Was I got obsessed with what basically the algorithm told me viewers thought of my videos. Because it's not about me. I can like a video all I want. But if viewers, if human beings, not me, don't like it, the algorithm's not going to share it. Plain and simple. There, I'm done ranting. Let's see. There's a bunch of chat. YouTube chat's going crazy. First of all, YouTube, y'all are showing up tonight. 21 viewers, YouTube, 2 in TikTok. Now Logan Paul made a video about Koro Koro. Oh, no, he didn't. Did he? What'd he say? What'd he say? What'd he say? What did he do now? Or you can be like me and make Minecraft shorts. Hey. Sapnap, guys. Minecrafter. He's collecting them? Of course he is. Of course he is. Yo, bro, question. Is doing 200, 400K a revenue a month vending good? I would say so. Absolutely. Are you kidding me? Bro, like $500,000 a year is relatively good. Holy crap. You're rolling. All right. YouTube. From what gem pack? We did that. What's your favorite vintage and modern sets? Ooh. Ooh. I'm a big fan of the original Rockets. I am. I'm a big fan of the original Rockets. So, like, Team Rocket, just Team Rocket. Yeah. Big fan of that set. That's probably my favorite vintage set. There's also Team Rocket Returns, which would be considered, I think that would be considered vintage still. No, maybe that's considered mid-era. Because then there's the Dark Pokemon, and then there's the Rocket Pokemon, which didn't come out in Team Rocket Returns. But, like, I love, like, the original Rocket's Mewtwo. I freaking love that card. You know what I mean? Like, Mewtwo's my guy, first of all. And I like that card a lot. So I'd say Team Rocket, the original set, and the first set that had Team Rocket Pokemon, and I'm blanking on the name of it right now. Someone's going to have to tell me. And then modern sets, 151. Not really close. Destin Rivals is pretty good. Because it's Rocket theme. I don't know if you see the theme. Guys, I like Team Rocket stuff. I do. I like Team Rocket stuff. Like, my favorite trainer card is Jesse and James. I want that card in a 10. That is a card we have personally quested for the channel, but it wasn't a quest. We got it as a vendor, and it graded as a 10. Since then, I've tried to find one for me, and we haven't had any success finding another one that it can be a 10. But that's a card I want. That's from Shining Fates, I believe. Trying to think what else. Yeah, I mean, 151 is nostalgic as heck, guys. I don't know if you know, but I'm 35, so I grew up with Gem 1 and 2. Like, that's the jam diggity dog. Extended Heroes has several freaking great SIRs. That new Mewtwo, I like it way more than the Destin Rivals Mewtwo. It's the same exact scene as Destin Rivals. He's just turning around looking up at you, which is freaking awesome. But why would people say tag isn't popular when they're on backlog too? Doesn't it mean something is coming up? So, when it comes to pure volume for DAWs, they're still way nowhere near. They still produce like 1/20th the throughput of PSA. Like, they're in a different universe. That's just the state of it right now. Something is coming, though. They're expanding. They're expanding so they can take on more because the load they've taken on recently has been astronomically bigger than they could. I don't think Tag will ever overtake PSA, but I think they will eventually take over as the second biggest grader. I would love them to be there. I don't know if they can overtake CGC because CGC does have. It's like PSA, massive leap, CGC volume, massive leap again, everyone else. I wouldn't mind seeing them pass CGC. I'd be really happy with that. That would be. When will you be at card show in SoCal? That's Stay tuned. Stay tuned, There's a specific city we have our eyes on. What's your rank of the grading companies? The 4 major. We'll say 5 major. We've only graded with 3 of them. Never graded with CGC, never graded with SGC, so I can't give my opinion on those 2. I would go Tag, Beckett, PSA. I think PSA takes advantage of the goodwill they've built. That they take advantage of how obsessive their community, their customers are, and they make terrible business decisions, take forever to grade their cards, frequently misgrade cards, make really bad business decisions that are just sus sometimes. A lot of it's just I don't understand it. But the fact of the matter is that so many people will post complaint videos on any social media. They'll complain about TikTok, or they'll complain about PSA, and their next submission goes out to PSA anyways. So it is what it is. I think Beckett. I struggle a little bit with Beckett's 9.5. I personally think they use the 9.5 to pop control 10s. That's just my opinion. It's a theory. I don't know if it's true. So that's why I put them in 2. Do you think PSA and Beckett will be top forever? Beckett's not anywhere near the top. Beckett is actually, right now, Beckett's volume is right around Tag's volume. We talking about PSA, correct? Yes, sir. We are definitely talking about them. All right, next. So, Dom, I'll actually let you know. We're considering going to San Diego in December. Just to put it out there, guys, we haven't decided yet. But we've been talking about going to San Diego in December. But where we are going, guys, this weekend, before I answer another question, we're going to be at Card Party South this weekend in Fort Lauderdale. I leave home at 4 a.m. to catch a flight to Fort Lauderdale for Card Party, and we're so flippin' excited. Guys, we're going to be recording the Charizard episode. Oh, yeah. The Charizard episode, guys. We're going to be recording that at Card Party this weekend, all 3 days. Because go big or go home. I want to meet Pat Flynn so bad. Dude, if I meet Pat Flynn, I'm going to nerd out. I'll be honest. I'm going to nerd out. He's my role model when it comes to making content, honestly. Hello, you may not recognize my user, but I just wanted to join in and say thank you and everyone here for the amazing cards. Yo, Dog King, you're welcome. What can I say except you're welcome? People that say Tag isn't popular, mostly vendors, just because they sit longer in the vending game. Speed is how you make money. So, no, that's true. A lot of people, a lot of vendors in our area, specifically, Sonoma, in the Chicagoland, Milwaukee area, we have broken through. We have seen many vendors start taking in Tag. Like, ones we've gotten to know, and even some we don't. Like, I'd say like 70% of the tables now have at least one Tag slab, and there are some vendors who really like Tag like we do. So we've broken through a little bit in our area. It's going to take an effort from a lot of people to really get Tag accepted in circles, right? When it comes to vending circles. The more people buy Tag at card shows, the more vendors are willing to buy Tag slabs. Exactly. See, you got it. If you want to change, got to put money toward it and show demand. Amen. That's another thing. We're trying to get big cards in Tag slabs. Like, huge cards. Like, we've even heard of a content creator who cracks PSA 10s to regame a Tag because they're cards that will be so impossible to find raw 10 copies out there that the only way to get them in Tag slabs, my baby is crying really loudly. Is she okay? Yeah? Okay. I heard like a thud and then baby cry. But considering my wife's not panicking, I think it's okay. Yeah, straight on photo is right. Nowadays with camera... Oh, wait, where we go? Oh. Camera that has multiple lens will be a problem. If you want to change, you gotta put your money. I honestly don't know why you get hate on TikTok. Dom, anyone who's successful gets hate. Tom Brady gets hate. And he's the GOAT. Like, you ever heard the phrase, you hate him? You hate him? They hate him because they ain't him. People hate when other people succeed. It's just unfortunately true. I don't know why. I don't care. They're helping my algorithm. I don't like banning people from chats. I don't like deleting comments. I would much rather people see your true colors if you're going to behave that way in a comment section anyways. But I appreciate the what do you call it? Not interaction, the crap. What's it called when you farm engagement? I just saw the word engage on screen. I appreciate the engagement from the trolls anyways. My first video I'm creating is just going to be a logo animation itself, which is under 1 minute. Does that still count as a video to show my skills? Why are you trying to show your skills exactly? Who are you trying to prove? Are you trying to prove something to yourself with that video? Are you trying to prove it to other people? What is the purpose of the video? When making a video on any social media, you need to ask the question, who would want to watch this? You need to find out, because those are the people that, like, you need to find out. You need to have a purpose and a target audience, because if you don't, who is going to watch it? Someone's got to watch it. What's your thoughts on grading rare vintage stamps with tag? Elaborate on rare vintage stamps. Can you be more specific? Like, give me an example, a card specifically? Or do you mean, celebration stamps? Like, for example, Gold Star, Gold Star stamp. What's it called? Oh my gosh. Umbreon? Sheesh. Like, hard to find stamped EX Team Rocket stamps. I mean, when you get into, they're vintage, so there's not many of them out there. A lot of vintage has been graded because of the natural progression of collectability. Like, old things eventually get preserved, right? Like, you look at sports cards. That's where all grading started. The purpose was to preserve your card. It's in really good condition. I want it to stay in good condition. And I want everyone to know how good the condition is. So, my thoughts are, we really struggle to find cards that are older than 10 years old that have 10. We've gotten some 9s. I've gotten a couple, like, in my Gengar video, I have one of the ultra rare Gengar EXs from Phantom Forces. That's a 10-year-old card. It got a 10. It's not vintage, but, like, that's one of the oldest cards we've managed to do with. They're hard. There's not many out there, Mint Master. And if that's what you're focused on, you're going to have a lot of disappointment. It's going to be a struggle. Any good cards to look out for to grade? Love your content, by the way. Cards you like. That's what we go after. Cards we think are really cool. Cards we know people would like. Cards we want. PSA has never done anything wrong. Perfect, all human grading, always. Preach, glitched. Preach. Are they watching? Are they watching? Aren't they? They're totally watching. What's up, bro? Wanted to say I like the content's cool. Keep the grind. Yo, JR Junior Barber. Thank you, dog. All right. Back to YouTube. What are you hoping for and excited about for Avengers Doomsday? Oh, that's a good question. So I am really excited to see Steve Rogers, Captain America, young again, because I want to know how. I'm really excited to see how they address the fact that Doctor Doom looks like Iron Man. You know what I mean? I'm really excited to see how they handle that, because you gotta joke about it, right? Like, you have to. It writes itself. Yeah, that's probably one of my biggest excitements is how do they handle, how much do they joke about the fact that he looks like Tony Stark? Are you gonna watch the San Diego Comic-Con live this weekend? Also, are you a DC or Marvel fan? I am a Marvel fan for the most part. I'm a Spider-Man guy. So I'm not really a huge comic book guy or superhero guy, though I've enjoyed most of the MCU. Spider-Man's my dude. I love Spider-Man. Freaking anything Spider-Man. I just bought tickets for opening night next Friday to go see Brand New Day with my mom. She wanted to go out to the movies. So I was like, you want to go see Spider-Man? She's like, sure. So I'm a Spider-Man dude. And then I'd say I do like Iron Man. I like Iron Man a lot. And then I'd say probably Thor. When it comes to MCU, those are probably, yeah. I really like the way they've written Thor in the MCU. He's amazing. And I think what's his name? Liam. No, Liam's his brother. Oh gosh. Someone name the actor who plays Thor. Oh gosh. Back to Q&A in YouTube. What's one thing you would say to change a person's mind for someone? Whoa, this is a wordy one. What's one thing you would say to change a person's mind for someone who just collects raw because he thinks it's easier to flip? What's one? Ferdoz, I'm gonna need Chris Hemsworth. Thank you, Kenilla. I appreciate you. Ferdoz, what's one thing you would say to change a person's mind? I'm not entirely sure what you're asking. Can you, in just the normal chat, can you try to re-ask that? I don't know how to answer that question. I don't know exactly what you're asking. What are your thoughts on a pitch black booster box? I mean, how much are they right now? I don't really buy stuff outside retail. Like, I don't. When it comes to sealed, my pull rates are awful. I'm so bad. 203 market, that's not bad, all things considered. Considering how much some of these recent booster boxes have gotten. Pitch Black's got some cool cards. They just came out with a Slowbro, dude. That Slowbro full art, $8 for an ETB. You want to see? I've got one ETB, guys. One. I have one ETB. It's a Phantasmal Flames Pokemon Center. Oh, that's too close to the camera. Yeah. Phantasmal Flames Pokemon Center. That's the only ETB I have sealed because I wanted it. We managed to get it. I mean, I got it straight from Poke Center. That's my only ETB. I thought I was like, this is a cool set. It was the first Mega Charizard in 10 years. That was exciting. I want the Darkrai so bad. I know someone who's pulled the gold card at a pre-release. Did y'all see the video of the guy who pulled a god pack of gold Darkrai EXs? If you haven't, it's out there. This kid got an Error god pack. It was all gold Mega Darkrai's. Isn't that ridiculous? It's ridiculous. But the Slowbro, we're really excited whenever Pokemon gives us a full art card of a Pokemon from Gen 1 that doesn't have one yet, because then we can actually hunt for that card for our Pokédex, because we want the Pokédex to be filled with cards that are somewhat valuable. Like, we don't want to just use any version of of a Pokemon. We want to use versions that people want, that are exciting, that are collectible. What do you think the next cards to go vertical like Gold Stars will be? What do you think the next... By vertical, you mean like their prices? Is that what you mean by vertical? Yeah? I mean, don't get me wrong. I think this execution of gold cards is way better than their previous one. I think the new version of gold cards are significantly better than the last iteration, which they did in... what's it called? What was before Scarlet and Violet? Oh my gosh. Sword and Shield. So, and then of course in Scarlet and Violet, they both generations they used the same type of gold card alternative, and I like them personally. I like the new ones much better, but they were not well received. So what do I think the next one? I mean, guys, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited about the Rayquaza set. My favorite Mega card is Shiny Mega Rayquaza Secret Rare from Roaring Skies. That card's amazing, and I would kill to find one raw and successfully graded to 10. That would be my prized possession in my own collection. My favorite card is Stained Glass Windows. I love Stained Glass Birds. I love that card. But obviously this card would be significantly more valuable. like a 10 times more valuable or something. I just seen the Darkrai vid. Dude, isn't that crazy, Don Loss? Nuts. I pulled the Gold Mega Zygarde out of a Perfect Order booster bundle. Nice. Out of a vending machine. Yo, shout out to Aiden for getting something out of a freaking vending machine. Where do you live? I just want to know where this vending machine is, because I would like something out of a vending machine. You know what? Don't share that information. Don't share the information where that vending machine is. We don't want the scalpers to find it. Keep it under wraps. Keep that close to the chest, bro. We don't want them scalpers finding it. Pulled the Gold Greninja. We bought one recently. And Dragonite bought one of those as well in 1 week and have been cold since. Been months. I have no major pull in my history to share with you. That's why I refuse to buy sealed above retail because I don't pull anything. I will only buy at MSRP because it's burning my money. I don't rip anymore. It's not fun. My daughter, like, if I go to Target and I catch some packs, like maybe they'll have some packs, I'll buy like 3 or 4 for us to open, and she always gets the hit. Always. Never me. So I don't even bother anymore. Perfect other than the centering. Ooh, it's top heavy. Okay. Back to YouTube. I know this is a crazy question, but what is your most favorite Pokemon out of every single one ever made? Mewtwo. Dog King, if you're still in chat, Mewtwo. And there's 2 reasons. One, he's menacing as heck. I love his vibe, like his menacing vibe. You going to SoCal this month? No, Austin. We're going to Southern California. We're going to Southern Florida tomorrow. We're going to Fort Lauderdale. We're thinking about going to SoCal in December. Specifically San Diego. We haven't planned it yet, but we've been talking about it. That would be like the first week of December. So it's on the top of the mind right now, Austin, to hit up. We want to hit up the 3 major like stores. The Ninja Exchange, I forget the other one, something in Suns. I forget what that one's called. And then there's a mall apparently. So we're thinking about it. Quick question. I just recently bought a PSA 10 Mega Charizard DX. Your Ultra Rare from Flashfire. What are your thoughts on that long term? You know, Nazolo, Chris, I'm not the guy who's really... I'm not a markets guy. My compadre, my business partner is. He's really into markets. And I have somewhat of a pulse on the market, but I don't really... I'm not good at speculating or casting. There's some cards that are obvious. Like, we all knew that the new Mega Charizard and the new Mega Gengar were going to go nuts. We knew those were going to be received well. You're saying the 10 Mega Charizard X from Flashfire. So are you talking about the more expensive one with the gold? The one that's like 500 raw instead of 200 raw? Because those cards, I guess I have an opinion on those. Any Megas from the original Mega era, I think, are really going to be really popular for the next few years. Because Megas are back. So I'm really high. We're really high, actually. Gold. Right. Yeah, from XY. Yeah. No, not the good one. The regular one. I mean, they both have gold in them. There's just one has more gold. The Ultra Rare, not the one with the gold. Okay. So that one's like $250 or something, I think. You have it in a 10? I mean, that card's what? Like, what is that, like $1,500? $2,000? I don't even know. It's been a long time since I've looked at card values. When we were vendors, we used to pay attention to stuff all the time. Challenge. I have all the hollows and 10s, but hoping they keep right. Wow. That's sick. First of all, Colin. What my thoughts? That's awesome. I mean, if you have a complete vintage foil set, you're great. You're sitting pretty, bro. In all 10s. I got it for 2.1, but it is over 2K. That's what I thought. So you bought it as a 10. Okay. I mean, hey. We were when megas were reintroduced, we were still vending. We knew the old megas would go up. All of them. And they have. Because people kind of want to get... When something is repeated, people like the original again, right? I believe the XY Megas are way better. No, dude. Chris, my favorite art style in all of Pokemon's history is the XY era. The Megas from the XY era with the Mega attacks in Japanese, best art style we've ever had. I think it's still not matched. The new versions don't compete. They're cool, don't compete. So we're on the same page. Exactly, Chris. I love it. No, they're great. I don't know if you were here when I said the shiny Mega Rayquaza from Roaring Skies is my favorite Mega, and I would love one of these days. I'm up a ton, but the second half I paid a lot for. All right, so I'm gonna try to give YouTube some love because I know there's there are 30 people in chat. YouTube, you've been very patient, though people haven't talked in a while. Let's see here. Chris Hemsworth, Thor is super OP. Absolutely agree. Since you're a Pokemon fan, any updates on when the Detective Pikachu sequel gonna come out? Is it happening? You know, Thunder, I don't know. Let's Google. I know that Ryan Reynolds said he would come back for it. Detective Pikachu 2 update. Let's do some detective work. Yes, W card. Yeah, you're darn right. My favorite Charizard is the Mega Charizard Y from XY Generations? Evolutions. XY Evolutions. They have the Blastoise, the Venusaur, and the Charizard. That's my favorite Charizard. Detective 2 remains in development hell. It remains in development hell. Not good news. That doesn't sound good. With no official release date or production. Despite being greenlit before the first films... Oh, it was greenlit before the first one came out. Delays like the 23 Hollywood strike. Original star Justice Smith has confirmed he has not been contacted. So basically absolutely nothing. Why is DC Studios underrating? Why are their movies just not that great this time around? The DCU? I don't know. When I grew up, Batman... the Batmans have been good, but, I grew up with Dark Knight. That's peak Batman movies. All right, there were some Q&A questions. I know this is a crazy question. What is your most favorite Pokemon? I already said that. That's Mewtwo. I forgot to say the other reason. My two reasons, Mewtwo's my favorite. He's menacing, and he was created. He's not a natural occurring. I love that he was cloned. I love his backstory, that it was Giovanni with evil plans. I love Team Rocket once again. So that's why Mewtwo's my favorite. I love his origin story, and I love how menacing he is. Did you guys ever end up picking up the Poncho box? We did not, Zombie. How did you know about that? Okay, so quick story time. Last April, we went to the last official Pokepalooza. It is now Collector's Palooza because they got a cease and desist letter from Pokemon. We went to Pokepalooza, and we were thinking about doing something crazy. We were thinking about buying or trading. We were going to trade a lot for it. We had a Rayquaza Poncho Pikachu in a PSA 10 and a PSA 5 first edition Shadowless Charizard. We still have the Zard. It's in my business partner's collection, honestly. He just kept it. We were going to try to use those two things to acquire a Poncho sealed box to open and hopefully get a well-centered Poncho to grade. And we were going to make a video out of it. We were going to risk it all. We were going to do some stupid stuff. So Zombie I wonder if he knows about this. We actually reached out to Jar Chomp. If you guys don't know who Jar Chomp Collectibles is, he is a content creator mostly on YouTube, but he's on all the socials. He does vending POV, and he's a really cool dude. We met him. He's really great. We reached out to him in a DM on Instagram, and he responded saying, hey, we asked him, do you have any poncho boxes? And he said he had one. He had the Mario poncho box, but he wasn't selling it. It was his. It was part of his collection. Well, we told him we were going to be at the Pokepalooza, and that's where we thought we would record this and make a video out of it. So we go to Pokepalooza, and we go to his table anyways, and we talk to him. And he's like, guess what I have? And he pulls up and drops another, not the same one. He had just bought it at the show, Mario Pikachu poncho box. And we're like, yeah, that's the only one we can't afford. Actually, and Luigi. Luigi and Mario, we basically couldn't afford it. We were looking for Rayquaza, Zard, maybe even any of the other three. Gyarados and Magikarp, Zard, or Ray. Or even Skull, which I think, yeah. And he had the Mario one. We're like, we don't really have the gas to get there. He wanted 35 for it, and we're like, we don't have that. We don't have the bullets. If we had the bullets, but we didn't want to run out of money. We were still vending at the time. So we couldn't commit that much to one thing to risk it. Not yet. Someday. We will be getting a poncho. Zombie, mark my words. If you're still in chat, Zombie. One day, bro, we're gonna risk it. We're gonna buy a poncho box of some kind, and we're gonna make a video out of it. Because YOLO. You know what I'm saying? TikTok's really slowing down. Where my TikTok fam at? This question may not be in your wheelhouse, but isn't it crazy that this year is going to be the 25th anniversary, September 11th? What the heck, bro? Why are you throwing these depressing things at me, Thunder Designer? I don't want to even... Like, that's sad. I didn't even think about that. It's been a quarter of a century. That's a weird sentence out loud. A quarter of a century. I'm the dude that orders sandwiches from you. Whoa, which one? Which one? We've got a Jimmy John's customer in the YouTube chat. Why is it so dark in here? Some bad lighting. Really bad lighting. We're going to make it really ugly. It's going to be great. Oh, yeah, it's here. Oh, yeah. Yo, what's up, Hercs Collectibles? Yo, I just want to say 2.4K likes on TikTok. Amazing. How do I see who gave me the diamond? How do I see that? I want to know who did this. I know. How do I know? I'm so new to this. I don't know. Think dogs. Oh, yo. Oh my gosh. Not Oscar. Oscar? No. Is it you? I know where you work. I'm not going to say it. Obviously, I don't want to dox your job. No. Oh, my gosh. I'm blanking on your name. I haven't delivered you in a while. What is in my mic? Did I just spit in my mic? Yeah, I did. I haven't... Carlos! I see your face, Carlos. I can see your face. It's right there. I haven't delivered to you in a while. What's up? Are you gonna see the animated movie very soon? Okay, so graphics guru, I just need to put this out there. My favorite show of all time is Avatar: The Last Airbender. We just finished season 2 of the live action. It's aight. Parts I liked, parts I was really upset about, parts that were cool. I am gonna watch the heck out of that movie, bro. I am so stoked. Now, I understand it leaked online. I have seen no spoilers. I have avoided it. Avatar is absolutely fire. Earth, water, and air, actually. Wow, that was so cheesy. Oh my gosh. So cheesy. I love that show. So when they announced the trailer, what was that, like 2 weeks ago? I almost lost my mind. I was like, yo, did you see what guys, did you see the trailer they released today? They released Seven Havens, the trailer. They even gave it a release date, October 9th. I am dehydrated. Babe, can I have some water? You know where my water bottle is? I'm clearly dehydrated. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Paramount released the trailer for Avatar 7 Havens today. What's your opinion on Beckett grading? I think Beckett grading has very high standards, which I can respect. I really like their slabs and the way they, black labels are awesome. My one problem with I have two problems with Beckett. They're a little more expensive to grade with. They are. They want you to insure stuff, so there's like more up front to pay for it. But, whatever. The other thing is I have a theory that they use the 9.5 to pop control 10s. They use the 9.5 to give a reason not to give 10s. That's my opinion. I still think they're a really good grading company. Okay? So that would be my answer to that, Bryson. Ben Bryson? Ben Bryson. First name last. No. If you want to ask more questions, go hit up the Q&A section. There's a Q&A section, which honestly the chat's been rolling pretty well. Yeah, what's up? Who said that? I don't get it. 100%, buddy. You're welcome. Guys, if you haven't already, share the stream, like, follow if you're enjoying the content, guys. It's going to be a while. I'm just going to give another heads up. It'll probably be about another 4 to 6 weeks before we post our videos again. We are building up a large backlog of videos. We've been working on it. Don't get me wrong. We didn't go nowhere. We just aren't posting right now. And we will be right around the beginning of September. Maybe a little before, maybe a little after. It depends on when Tag really opens up. It depends on when Tag starts giving us... Honestly, it kind of depends on when Tag starts giving us our cards back. That's when it'll happen. Guys, should I stream? Should I stream with the glasses on? Oh, yeah! Your content is awesome. Love to see what you get back from Tag. We're pretty stoked. Let's see what we can just roll with questions in the chat right now, because honestly, here's the thing, guys. I had the Q&A in YouTube because I thought y'all were going to be ruffians. No offense, but the internet is full of trolls. I thought people would be asking questions like crazy. Y'all have been super respectful. Y'all have been asking questions at a relatively moderate pace. It's been great. This has been great. Y'all are amazing. Are you also a Transformers fan? I'll be super upset if you're not. So, I like the original Transformer movies. Like, I love the original, the first like 2 or 3 I like. The ones with Shia, specifically. And let me say this, Thunder. I'm not a comic book nerd. So a lot of the things you've been mentioning are comic. I don't know if you exactly mean the movies, comics, both. I love movies. I'm a wannabe cinephile. So if there's a movie version of it, yes. But like, I know very little about like Green Lantern or, even Superman. Actually, no, I know quite about Superman. But point is, I only know what's been shown in films or television. I have a bunch of cards I think will 10, but I have to wait so I could do a value sub. Should I wait? Depends on the value of the cards. Or should I recycle into new cards that may be worth grading? So, depends on the value of the cards. I mean, some cards are more expensive, and it's just, like, we naturally pay higher tiers for more expensive cards anyways. So, like, we've been able to send some cards in still because they're, like, $300, $400, $500 or more, and we need the insurance. So, if they're more expensive cards, you could send them in. If they're not, I mean, you're going to be waiting a long time no matter what. I don't think PSA is going to open back up this year. I really don't. I think they will be closed through the rest of the year. I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer. I just think that's how it's going to go. Do you do any AI grading? Absolutely not. Before you send off, or do you just do it naturally and hope for the best? Ben, I refuse. I don't like them. I don't like AI grading apps. I think I said earlier in the stream, I think they're cheating. And are you for hire? No, but I've been asked that a couple of times. I am not for hire. Hey, I'm flattered that people want to pay me for my opinion, but that's not my game. I like doing this for me and my friend and family. Like, this is a thing we do for us. Besides, if you guys ever use me to learn to grade, you're not going to learn. One of the things I hope eventually to use my platform is to help people do this for themselves. I'm working on some videos I'm going to call Grading Guide. That's the series name. And the intro will simply be, learn to pre-grade like me in 60 seconds. I'm PokeQuest, and this is your grading guide. And that'll be the intro. And I'll do it in like a 5 or 6 part short series, and every part will be a topic like the gear I use, the types of flaws that are common or that you're trying to look for, how to find good cards at a card show, etc. There'll be, so I want every time someone leans on me to pre-grade a card, they're not learning how, and I value that a lot. I would much rather my audience not lean on me, so I don't want to be a crutch. I don't want to be your crutch. I spent the time teaching myself, okay? I would like to then use some of my time to give some of my knowledge, and then you spend the time yourself to actually improve and get good at it if you want to. Not everyone wants to. Not everyone wants to. Dude, I've been doing this for a year, and I'm still at a 65% gem rate, guys. You know what I mean? I'm not awesome. I know y'all think I am, and I appreciate that, and I'm flattered, but, like, there's plenty of videos. They're not 10s. They're out there. What do you do with the 10s? Sell or keep? Depends. We sell some, we keep some. These are my personal quests that I've succeeded on. There's one more card, but I currently don't have it. Currently a tag, and that's stained glass. That's my personal collection. Austin and his mom personally collect. So, like, we're collectors. Like, this Quest for 10 was inspired by the fact that I wanted to collect cards I couldn't afford. That's what inspired it. Biggest card I personally profited on, or our company? Ugh, I don't even know the answer to that. I don't know the answer to that question off the top of my head. We haven't vended in a while, Yessa. How, do you want me to answer as a quest? Like, what's the biggest card I profited on as a quest video? Am I shadowed? No. Definitely not. Why tag? Ooh, finally, somebody asked why tag. I meant to say movies. Sorry if I wasn't specific. That's okay. So, do you collect Pokemon cards daily, or is this on an everyday basis? I collect cards. I still have a job and a family. So, Shia LaBeouf. Is it just me and graphics asking questions? This is awkward. It's okay. It's okay. Hey, there are plenty of people that like to lurk and chat that are uncomfortable talking. Why tag? So, 4 main reasons. Wrong camera. 4 main reasons I think tag has the best grading experience. 1, they have a good price point. They have a really good price point. I think their prices are very competitive. And I don't know, I just think it's a good value. 2, their transparency. This is the biggest one. Tag's transparency on their grades is unparalleled. Like, literally by no one. Beckett has subgrades, which is helpful, but the amount of information Tag gives you for what you pay for, again, that value, how much you pay, the amount of information they give you at your card is unmatched. You know why your card got the grade. And if you need to contest, you can. We've contested grades at Tag, don't get me wrong. And they've responded. Recently, we just contested a grade with I think it was a Skyridge Charizard or a Crystal Charizard. This is the same thing. I think it was a Skyridge Charizard. And we contested the grade because we couldn't see the flaw that came up on their report. There was a flaw in the report, and we're like, we can't see it. And just last week, Tag got back to my business partner with a more detailed photo that showed the flaw. He's like, oh, I see it now. Like, they don't give you even all of the information they get on your card, which is crazy. But they spent some time. They didn't get back to him right away. They spent the time, got the information, and presented, here it is. Here's definitive proof of the flaw. And that was, Austin was satisfied with that. So obviously it was a good picture. So transparency. Consistency. No grading company is going to be 100% accurate, even AI grading. I just don't think, at least not now. I don't know if AI grading is that good yet. AI is accelerating very quickly. But I think their consistency is way better than PSA and relatively better than Beckett. I think Beckett's pretty consistent. But as long as you've got humans, there's a greater chance for error. There just is than robots. Robots have a smaller margin for error than we do. And so that, I think Tag is the most consistent grader. And then 4, I think they have the best slabs. I truly do. I think their slabs look amazing. They're not fragile. I know there was a bit of a controversy last year about them being fragile. We haven't managed to break one. I've tried to break one with just one hand. I can't. Maybe I'm just a weakling. I don't know. I don't know how that guy did it with one hand. They are durable enough that they will not break unless you drop them from more than 10 feet or something, like a decent height, or if you are actively trying to break it. Now here's the one thing I will say. Tag's slabs are more rigid. They're harder. They don't bend. PSA is a softer plastic, and they've even made it more softer recently because I think they're tired of people cracking their slabs. Just saw a video on Instagram yesterday of a guy trying to open a PSA slab, and it bends as he's trying to open it. It doesn't crack. It's physics. Tag has a more rigid slab, meaning it will not take impacts as well as something that is less rigid. That's how that works. That's why you have a case on your phone. Whoop, on camera. Right? Because the case is meant to be less rigid than your phone. So when it hits something, it can wobble. And the phone won't experience that full energy. Tag slabs are more rigid, so they can break a little easier based on physics alone. Not because they're crappy, not because they're fragile. That's just the tough the ductility. That's just, I forget the word, but yo, thank you, Andre. I appreciate you, dude. I just dropped 1,800 on a Van Gogh. I cracked it and sent it to Tag. Yo, Aaron's doing the Lord's work. But don't do it to CGC. Do it to PSA. I'm just kidding. Do it with anyone. We need to get those cards and Tag slabs. I respect it, Aaron. Welcome to the party, psycho. Kidding. What are some upcoming Marvel projects you are you the most excited about in Phase 6 and Phase 7, aka the mutant stage? So I am excited to see who they cast as the new. There's going to be a passing of the torch here for X-Men. There has to be. There has to be a don't get me wrong. I love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, but there's got to be a passing of the torch at some point. So I think the thing I'm most excited about is see who gets to be the New Mutants, which is funny because they did that already, right? First Class was it, but then they didn't continue with it. So I really liked a lot of the cast for the First Class era of the X-Men, but new blood. It's time for new blood, and I want to know who. What video games do you play? Escape from Tarkov. Oh, honestly, I'd never have time to game anymore. I'm a huge gamer. I never have time to game anymore. Between 2 kids, a job, PokeQuest, and a wife, I literally just don't game anymore. I wish I could. I was big into Rainbow Six Siege. I love Escape from Tarkov. Sea of Thieves is a game I love. Halo. I grew up playing Halo on Xbox. I've been watching a lot of your content, and I've been buying some cards to send in. First time I used Tag. Have you got any of those cards back yet, Aaron? And whether you have or not, are you happy with the experience so far? Even with the big delays that they have. I want to hear some feedback from some other new folks. All right, so questions, guys. It's 9 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock. I just realized it's 9 o'clock. I'm going to stream for about 15, 20 more minutes. Not that much, Aiden. How about you? Is that my boy Aiden from around here? No, it's not. Kidding. I think he has a social media name. A lot of it has been PSA because I have a friend who has a membership with them. Oh, I mean, use it if you got it, I guess. I can understand that. Are they watching a movie? They super are. I can hear it. We have a 60-inch TV in the living room that I got with a built-in subwoofer, and so like I share a wall with it, and like this wall right in front of me, the TV's on the other side, and the subwoofer is pointing at the wall. So whenever they're watching a movie that's loud, you just hear rattling. Yes. So Aiden, the reason we haven't posted in a while is because we're building a backlog. We've been questing. I've got 13 videos in the bank. Our goal is to get to 25. I've also, guys, I've been taking a video editing course. I want to get better. I've been taking a course to kind of get more efficient. And then once Tag starts sending us more cards back, we'll start releasing the videos. So we're still working, and I appreciate y'all's patience. There will be more quests, including long form. There's long form quests. I just don't know when the heck to work on them. Where you been, Brother Bear? You know, Cheshire, we've been holding videos. We've been holding posting for a while. What are your top 5 chases for the 30th anniversary? I'll be honest, I haven't looked at the set yet, LA12. I have not. I've seen some from it, but I haven't looked at the set yet. I do know, didn't they just introduce that there's going to be a Moltres of Zapdos and an Articuno? Because those... those look sweet. They did, yeah. Big fan. I love the legendary birds. Anyways, yes. We for those who are wondering, because quite a few people have been like, hey, why haven't you posted in a while? We have been holding off posting because the backlog at Tag has prevented us from getting enough cards to post at the frequency we want. So we've just kind of been holding on until they start giving us videos or cards back. And then hopefully I can leave Jimmy John's and be able to post. We want to be able to post 4 videos a day. I've never been able to keep up that pace with my current life. My current schedule does not allow me to do 4 videos a week, but that's the pace we want to be at. We want to be a minimum of 4 videos a week. Ideally 5 videos a week. That's where we want to be. But we never want to go less than 4. In order to do that, we need to have a big enough backlog, and we need a pipeline of cards coming back from Tag. And they've been backed up. When did they stop taking? What was that? April, right? May? Was it last month? No, it was May. May, right? I think it was May. And my original thought was they would open back up by the end of July. I was off by about a month. They think they'll be caught up by September, beginning of September. So once we start getting more cards back from Tag, we only have enough for 25 videos right now. That's the bank we want, and we only have enough for 25, I think. Maybe a little more, maybe 28. But either way, that's why we haven't posted in a while. We will be back, and the videos will be flowing like never before, and I can't wait. Hugh or we riot? I mean, cheers to that. I don't care how old he is. Have you tried Facebook Marketplace shipping? What? You mean like bought something from Facebook Marketplace and got it shipped? Because no. I love Facebook Marketplace, but I only use it locally. Like I use it to go buy stuff. Like I bought a bunch of stuff for our back patio, or our deck from the Marketplace. I know the account is PokeQuest, but do you do any One Piece? No, Aiden. We are exclusively Pokemon. I play Magic the Gathering. I'm a big Magic the Gathering guy when it comes to playing. I love Magic the Gathering. So that's like the card. That's the TCG I like to play. Pokemon is what I collect. I know very little about One Piece. I've never gotten into it. I'm not huge into anime. I only like a few animes. Avatar: The Last Airbender, Inuyasha, and Pokemon. I do like Pokemon anime. At least the old ones. Me and my daughter are going through them. We're in season 5 right now. And then the other one is, oh my gosh, Full Metal Alchemist. Not Brotherhood. I know. People hate me for liking the other one more. But Brotherhood's just, I love how dark and serious the original is. I like that version more. It's so dark and sinister. And the Brotherhood version's much more like whimsical. It's still dark, but there's I'm sorry. I don't think that the whimsy matches the tone of the show. What's up, Heck Wreck? Nothing much. How about you? Do we got any new questions? Any new questions in YouTube? Don't be shy, YouTubers. Don't be shy. We got 4 current viewers. Oh, that's total views. I can read. There's been 42 views, not 42 viewers. Ha! I can read. We have 4 viewers right now. Got it. Okay. We got 8 people in TikTok. What's up, TikTok? How's it going, folks? If you haven't yet, go over to our YouTube where I'm also live and subscribe, please. If you want to. Where were we? I just sold a lot of my sealed product to buy more cards to send into grade. See, Aaron, I'm not huge into sealed. I'm just not. Like I said, I do have 1 ETB. 1. And it's a cool one. So I have it. I haven't seen you post while I read that. What are your top 5 chases? I don't know. I have to look at the set still. I love your content. Thank you, Cheshire. I appreciate you. The first video I saw of you, I was like, this guy's amazing. This guy slays. Yo, slay, king, slay. Have you tried Facebook Marketplace? That's what I was asking. You said sniping? Sniping. Oh. Wait. Snipping or sniping? What is Facebook Marketplace sniping? You mean like trying to buy Pokemon cards on Facebook Marketplace? Is that what you mean? Because, yes, I have tried buying Pokemon cards on Marketplace. We've tried questing for cards on Marketplace to no success. We bought one. It was the new Mega Charizard. The new Mega Charizard SIR. We bought one. But we didn't record it. We forgot to record it. And after we bought it, we were like, yeah, that top border's too narrow. I knew it. I was like, it's off center. We sent it in anyways. Got it graded anyways. It came back a 9. I thank you, Into Deep. I appreciate the love, man. So I will preface, Aiden. I don't play Commander. Who would win in a fight, Gambit or Shang-Chi? New Gambit? Freaking Tatum? Jason, no. Yeah. Wow. What's his first name? What's Tatum's first name? I can't remember anyone's name. I mean, Shang-Chi's kind of... I feel like he's underrated. Like, don't get me wrong. Gambit's sweet. Channing Tatum. I said Channing. I was close. Gambit's sweet, and Channing's great. But Shang-Chi's kind of, like... I don't know anything about Shang-Chi except for the movie. He's kind of a boss, actually. Like, power level-wise, he's kind of sick. Yeah. And I don't know if you know this, but I really like martial arts, like Asian, like old Asian history and stuff. Not the history itself, but like I love Avatar: The Last Airbender because all of the bending styles are based off of a version of some martial art. Like I love that, and I love the Asian themes in that show. They excite me. So, I would give Shang-Chi the edge. I also don't know much about Gambit overall, to be honest. I know he has luck on his side. How about Sam Wilson, Captain America versus Red Guardian? So I still need to... So I still need to see... I'm going to confess something here. I still need to see Thunderbolts. You'll be disappointed. I still need to see Thunderbolts. I know I need to see it. Here's the thing. There's a few movies I still need to see. I'm not going to say what they are because I want you guys to start spoiling crap because the internet will do that. But there's like 3 main ones I still need to see to be caught up. What? I know. I understand. I've heard it's great. Bro, Thunder Design. It's hard, man. It's hard out here for a pimp. It's hard out here. I ain't got time. Oh, gosh. Cheshire's upset that I don't like Brotherhood. Aiden, I don't play Commander. Aiden still in chat? You asked me what my Magic deck is. You still in the chat, Aiden? I don't play Commander. I play Standard. I'm a nerd. I'm very competitive. And so I play Standard. And my deck, currently, is Azorius Airbending. more Avatar. Now, it didn't start as that. I made the deck before the Avatar set came out, but when they started revealing the cards for that set, I was like, this is going to be what puts my deck over the top. My deck had some struggles, had some problems. And when Avatar Last Airbender set came out, there's like four cards in that set that are now in that deck. Like, I have Wan Chi Tong, I have one right now. I need to get a second. I've got Airbender's Reversal. I've got Aang, Swift Savior, and that might be it. It used to have Boomerang Tactics in it, but it was too slow for me. So that's my deck. Azorius Airbending. That's facts, honestly. Ever consider for us to send in a card for your consultation? Drew, no. Flat no. I don't want to be for hire. This is a skill I've developed for me, my friends, my family. I would rather you guys develop the skills yourself. Every time someone leans on me to grade or pre-grade their cards, they're preventing themselves from growing. I probably should. Oh, okay. Sounds like we're packing for tomorrow, guys. Should I send my PSA 10 Phantasmal Charizard to Beckett? No, send it to Tag. Get that bad boy to Tag Slam. I'm not biased. Should I send my PSA? Oh, I already read that. Did it twice. Ever consider for us consultation? Thanks, honestly. Are you going to watch the San Diego Comic-Con? I was thinking about it, Thunder Designer. You know what's interesting? A lot of people were theorizing. So, when they released the Aang movie trailer, there was a theory out there that they were going to show the trailer for Seven Havens at Comic-Con. But they just did it today. So, there's some other really cool stuff that I know is going to be announced there. Like, I want to watch the panel for certain things, but they're going to have a panel there, aren't they? Pretty sure they're going to have a panel. Like, Avatar Studios is going to have a panel at Comic-Con, right? Main stage, I think. So I'll somehow tune into that. I've never really tuned into a Comic-Con. Have you used digital grading? No, I refuse. So I can't really tell you if it's worth it because I don't use it because I think it's cheating. This is my grading tactics. That's it. I refuse to allow AI digital grading sour my soul. Thoughts on regrading? That's a very broad phrase. Narrow that down for me. When you say regrading, you mean like simply resubmitting, or regrading with another company, cracking? What do we? If you simply mean like regrading with PSA, they call it please submit again for a reason. Because in order to get your 10, people say it's only $25, it's only $30 to grade. Yeah, until you send it in 2 more times. So really, how much it costs to grade was, 3 times, right? 2 times, 3 times. That's the joke I always say. The true grading costs. Okay, so if there's a grade, if I get a grade that I think is substantially wrong, yes. I mean, it's people, graders make mistakes. This is why I like Tag. So if it's a 6 and you're 100% sure it doesn't deserve it, I mean, I have nothing against that. I think a card should get the grade it genuinely deserves, or at least close to what it deserves. Yo, Dusty Boyer, thanks for the follow. I just sent in 4 Ladon cards. PSA. I'm sorry, what? I just sent in 4 Ladon. Should I know what that is? Is that a card from? Is that One Piece? Is that One Piece? Or you're doing a short version of something and I have no idea what's going on. Love the content. What's the brand of the headpiece and where did you get it? You're the first person to ask today. So this specific one, this is version 4. This is actually the fourth one I've had. I've gone through 3 before this one. There was one by Yocto-sun. You'll see it's the one where it just looks like a pair of glasses. I hated them. They did not work well with glasses. They made me dizzy. The second one was one that was this style, and it was by a company called Visionaid. But the LEDs weren't very bright. This one has 4 LEDs. I don't know if that'll show up. This is 4, right? And the Visionaid had 2, and they weren't very bright. Then there's a couple of videos where I'm wearing a huge one. Looks like I'm wearing a jeweler's, they're like jeweler's glasses for repairing jewelry and watches. That one was horrible to wear. I hated that thing. I used it once and I never used it again. And then we got this one. This one's called Art Dot, okay? It has the 4 lights, but it doesn't come with a carrying case. There is one that Yocto-sun makes that is just like this one. It's the same model, basically. So Yocto-sun does have one that has 2 lights and one that has 4 lights. So if you can find the Yocto-sun with 4 LEDs, that one's pretty much this one. Another reason I like this one more is this padding right here. This rubber. So this is rubber or silicone or something. This is what goes on your forehead. This one's more comfortable. The Art Dot one has been the most comfortable one I've had. So it's the most comfortable one I've worn. It's got good lighting. It's light. This is helpful because I need to wear it with glasses, so I can't wear it like glasses. I have to wear it actually around my head. So I also really like the band. What have you found is the best way to go about scouting for 10s? Carlos, getting to know the vendors in your area. Every area is going to have a group of vendors that either don't grade at all, grade a little, grade a lot, grade everything they think is worth grading, right? There's just going to be that. I think I think a simple majority are in the don't grade at all and only grade a little. So I think you can find a lot of vendors who do have gradable cards. You just need to find which ones they are, right? So in my area, I have a list of several vendors that I have successfully found cards from that either they don't grade at all or they only grade a little. So if I'm at a show and I see them, I'm going to go check out their table first because they proved to be a consistent source of gradable cards because they don't grade. So that's like the biggest game. Gosh, I got freaking burping. That's like the biggest thing is learning the vendors in your area. Find the vendors that don't grade at all. See if they have gradables. You know, you don't have to check every table at a show. You can go back to a show and you go to the same, 10 vendors every time because those vendors have proven to be reliable for finding cards that grade into 10s. It's, still good to branch out. I always try to hit tables I never hit at shows, but the majority of the tables I'm going to, I know the vendor already. You probably wouldn't care, but James Gunn is yet again ditching Comic-Con for announcing anything DC. What we know is Batman 2 is delayed to 2028? Thunder Designer, the DCU just isn't, there's not, they want to so bad be the MCU and they can't figure it out. Don't get me wrong, I like the new Superman quite a bit. I haven't seen Supergirl yet. Still need to see that. I've heard mixed things about it. I like the Batman shirt you're wearing. It's actually Dad Man. This was a Father's Day gift. I bet you're wondering that the Batman is delaying again, like Thunder was addressing. I mean, I didn't know that until just now. This is how I found out. Alright, let's see here. Found the submitting 6. Saw you at the show last weekend in Carpentersville. Did you find any 10s? Well, Tony, we bought some cards. I don't know if they're 10s. They're on their way to, I think they're already on their way to tag. We were only there for a couple hours. I want to say we bought 5 cards. We bought a Bubble Mew at that show. We found a Bubble Mew at our last show. We're kind of excited about that. We think it'll 10. So, fingers crossed on that one. That card's $1,000 now, guys. Bubble Mew is $1,000. Which, I get it, but holy. Enjoy the content. Thank you, Shane. You're my hero. Draco, that is very kind of you to say. Wow, thank you. You're making me blush over here. I sniped a monochrome Reshiram. Ooh, but I forgot who I bought it from. The new one, the black-white rare from Black and White. We just bought one too. In fact, the vendor I bought it from, we bought 2 cards from this past weekend again. Same vendor. Again, vendors, you get to know vendors and ones that, if I'm going to find a clean Reshiram at your table, there's a good chance you're not really grading cards because most people would grade that if they graded. So I'm going to come back to you. Would you ever do grading guide for new people? Zion, I was just talking about making a grading guide, actually. I'm in the works. We've been busy working behind the scenes even though I haven't posted in a while. I want to make maybe a 4 to 6 part series called Grading Guide, and the intro will simply be learn to pre-grade like me in 60 seconds. I'm PokeQuest, and this is your grading guide, and I'll have different parts, right? So the first episode will be tools of the trade, the things that everyone who wants to pre-grade should have and needs to have, right? Like everyone. I would say everyone needs magnification. If you're going to pre-grade cards, you need magnification because humans grade cards under magnification. AI grades cards under magnification. You need to look at the cards with some form of magnification. This is mine. This is my magnification. I can bring it everywhere. Really low profile. It looks obnoxious as hell. I don't care. So, those are in the works. I don't know if you remember, but I was next to the really tall guy, and I was like, I know the headlight. Yes, I do remember you said. Someone mentioned my spotlight. Someone did say that. Gas. I'm gas. We're gonna play that song. Let's play that song. I'm gonna step on a gas. Guys, you think I'll get banned for playing gas? Because it's freaking non-copyright? It's copyright? Oh, it's just the instrumental. Ah, wrong one. Okay, wait. Who's the original of Gas? There's like 7 of them. Who originally made that song? This ain't the right one. That ain't right. Nope, this ain't it. I don't know what the hell this is. What is happening? Oh, wait, is this it? Oh, this is it. Is this the original? This isn't the version is there a... Bro, I don't even know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Can't wait for that to come out? Absolutely. Okay, this is it. Sorry, we'll start it over. All right, let's jam. Hey, I watch all your videos, bro. Bow, thank you. Ken Bow. Love it. Glad you had a good time at the show. Yeah, we were there for a short period of time. We bought 5. I want to say it was 5 cards. We posted them all on Instagram, actually. We started, and I might have put them on TikTok. We started posting the cards you buy as stories. We realized people might want to know. Keep pressuring brother, take a night off and come to Bubble Brew show in Lyle. Hey, Lewis! Yo! My boy Lewis. Guys, if you're in the Chicagoland area and you go to card shows, go find my boy Lewis. I'm actually blanking on his social media name. What is your store name, Lewis? Go ahead and promote yourself, dude. I have vended next to this dude several times, and he's wonderful. Ghost Hardware. Guys, next time you're at a card show in the Chicagoland area, try to find Ghost Hardware. I'm pretty sure his stuff is black and purple, right? You got black and purple color theme going on? Purple's my favorite color. Yes. Highly recommend him. We've bought cards from him. It's a grade. We have. All right. I think we're going to... It is 9:26, guys. I am going to close it out by telling you what we're doing next. So this weekend, teach me your ways. soon. You know what? I'm surprised. I'm gonna do more of these Ask Me Anythings, guys. I want to do these maybe like quarterly, because y'all ask me so many questions and comments, and I never get to answer them. I'd rather do it this way. I'm amazed no one asks, what are some flaws you look for on cards, or what's your process? I didn't get any of that tonight, which really surprised me because I thought I would get that. I obviously got a lot of Y tag. Do you guys have a Koro Mew? I'm thinking of trading plus cash. My PS. We do not, zombie. We do not have a Koro Mew. We almost bought one, but the vendor wouldn't sell it to us. Carlos, I don't know if you're still here. You probably asked that a while ago. We do not have one. I barely tuned in. No, I mean, hey. It is what it is. Just a heads up. For everyone who's still watching, we're going to be questing this weekend in Fort Lauderdale at Card Party, Florida. We're stupidly excited to be there. So, if you're going to be at Card Party this weekend, keep an eye out. We're going to be there recording. We're going to be questing, guys, for a long form video. For those of you who haven't checked out YouTube yet, go check out my YouTube. I have a long form version of all the shorts I do, a long form of Quest for 10, where I'm trying to get all 151 Gen 1 Pokemon in 10s that I've graded. We're recording the Charizard episode in Florida this weekend. We're going after some Zards, boys and girls. Some big boy Zards, okay? I forgot to do this. I wanted to ask you guys. I want someone's opinion. I'm going to run a poll really quick. There's only 10 people in chat, but I'm going to run a poll really quick. How do I run a poll? Guys, how do you run a poll in here on TikTok? I'm new here. It's my first time. What are the flaws you look for in cards? Most common flaws: cut specs, centering, pin indents. Pin indents are very easily missed. I see you, babe. I'm about to end the stream. We're packing. We're leaving them out. So yeah, cut specs, because they're so common in English cards. Centering, print lines, and ink errors are quite common. Ink errors are quite more common than people realize. And that could even be like missing texture on a textured card. And then the other one was, what did I just say? Pin indents. That's when I'm looking at a card really closely and you watch me like really get in there, I'm looking for pin indents. Pinholes. Because they easily affect the grade. Why do you look at me like that? I don't know. You're a needle-nosed pliers. What can I say? I'm watching your TikTok on my way to your YouTube. Giggity. All right, guys, I'm going to call it a night. If you haven't already, go check out the YouTube. There's long-form videos on there. The most recent episode of Quest for 10 on there is Gengar. We went looking for Gengar. That's a good one, in my opinion. And our flight leaves at like 7 a.m. tomorrow. So like we have to leave the house at 4:30, I think. 4 or 4:30 a.m. we are leaving. So we have to go finish packing. Otherwise, I would have stayed up later. I wanted to stay till 10, but I kind of need to like get ready. Wifey's already like, you saw her, she just showed up at the door. She's already like, can we get going? So I'm going to take one more question from TikTok, one more from YouTube, because I already see one. Found the Yoxo. There you go. Nice. Perplex found it. Do it. They're only like 18 bucks. Okay, so tap more or the interaction button, then enter question and answer choices. Tap start. Tap more? Where's that? Instructions unclear. Have a splitting headache. There's engage over here. Oh, it's in the engage section. Found it. Quick poll. All right. Okay, never mind. Unfortunately, I'm limited to what I can do as a poll. Because I'm so new to streaming here. So I'll have to do this next time. The poll is simply going to be, should we include megas or non-Kanto variants of Kanto Pokemon in the Pokédex? So we're making a perfect Pokédex of Kanto. Right now, I'm not including megas, which is a bummer because of some of the really cool cards it takes off. Like, there's so many great megas, Mega Charizards, Mega Venusaur, like Mega Mewtwo, that if I don't include them, I'm removing a lot of really great cards, but there's no megas in Kanto. They didn't happen yet. So, and then like Alolan, like there's a Raichu and Alolan Raichu team up. It's not from Kanto, it's an Alolan Raichu. So like, Galarian Moltres. Galarian Zapdos? The alternate version. So basically the question is, should we include alternate versions of Pokemon? Mine is VMAX. VMAX we're just ignoring. VMAX is fine. Gigantamax. Because I don't believe... Actually, no, now that I think about it, Gigantamaxes are a different number. We're torn between including alt variants that didn't exist in Kanto, including them in the Pokédex or not, because it limits what we can go after. You think it's worth keeping 30th sealed when it's released? I'm not the guy to ask questions about sealed product, but probably. Yes, I do. Do you have a collection of everything, or is it like as you go, like catch and release? Both. Wait, what? You mean all of the videos that we have? Or is there a collection? Some of the videos we recorded are cards we collect. They are cards in our collection. There are cards we sell. There are cards we collect. There are cards we specifically go after for gifts. Like, there's a card I just recently was told we need to go after for Austin's brother for a birthday present. You know what I mean? So, it's a combination. All right, last question from YouTube. Ask my question first. Before I sign off, I got one last question. This is a long time ago, but did you enjoy the 4th of July? Yes, I did. Me and my wife host a 4th of July party every year. Since we moved into this house, we've been here. This is our 4th summer, so we've been here for 3 years. We host a 4th of July party, and it went really well. The fireworks were lit. I've seen 3 fireworks shows already this year. I like fireworks a lot. So yes, it was fantastic. I hope you enjoyed your 4th as well. Are you going to do more live streams in the near future? Yes. I'm not sure the cadence yet, guys, but I will be doing more Q&As like this because I want to be able to answer the questions that you guys ask in my comments that I never get an opportunity to answer because I'd be answering them over and over again. The amount of questions I've had to answer on repeat in comments. First time here. Oh, no, we're leaving. We're getting off. So, as an icebreaker, what's your favorite Pokemon of all time? Mine is Flareon. Good choice. Any advice for someone? Flareon's my favorite evolution. Who wants to it's so fluffy. Like, he's fiery, but he's fluffy, dude. He's got fluffy flames. You know what I mean? He's so fluffy, I'm gonna die. Someone who wants to master set Flareon. I only have 1 Flareon card so far. I don't really have advice for you. That's gonna be tough. There's a lot of old Flareons. Do you want them to be a certain condition? Like, do you care if they're in crappy condition? Because you can find a lot of old Flareons. We bought a Gold Star Flareon recently and graded with tag, and it's like a 2. We knew it was bad. We just wanted to put it in the tag slab. So, if you don't mind condition, you can definitely pull it off. It's going to take you a while because it's an original Pokemon. Are you a Sonic fan? I grew up with Sonic. The movies are good. My daughter really likes them. All right, fam. I'm out of here. Do you have a collect? I'll keep the secret and pretend I didn't hear that. Wait, what was the secret? Wait, what secret? What did I miss? What did I say? What did I just admit? Did I just self-incriminate? Did I just incriminate myself? I did, didn't I? Oh well, what are you gonna do? All right, everyone, I'm out. PokeQuest out. This was fun. Thank you all for being super respectful. What you got for his birthday? I didn't tell you what card it was. I didn't say it. And we haven't gotten one yet. We haven't found it yet. I was just told we're looking for this card, like yesterday. So we haven't gotten for him yet. We got to find one. Safe travels and keep with Iconic. Guys, if you're in Florida this weekend, we'll be there. Card party. Peace out, TikTok. Where's the off button? Later. YouTube. You beautiful humans, you. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for the questions. I can't wait to see you guys again for our next Q&A. I will again announce on social media on our stories when we are having another one. Like this time I did it only like 5 days in advance. But, you know, it'll probably be, like, I would say probably the next 3 months we'll probably have another one. All right? Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Peace and love. Mwah. I'm out of here. I'm out of here, baby.